Are you going to get a glass of wine too there, dear? No, actually, sorry, I don't drink. Oh, really? Like, why wouldn't you drink? I just don't drink. I don't want a glass of wine. Thank you. I'll have a Diet Coke. Oh, well, you're one of those people. Season 3, Episode 4, Lost My Ducks. How are you guys doing? That was based on an actual interaction I've had in many establishment, except for the one guy. I'll tell you about the one guy at Porch here in the city. He was wonderful because he got it. Anywho, like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. All the other fun stuff. Let's get into this. We are going to talk about what it's like to quit drinking. I know, right? What an odd topic, Josie. I don't drink. I don't drink the drink anymore. I used to drink the drink a lot. A lot. And I don't. I have been sober for 7 years and a couple months, since March 20th. March 20th is my date, and it's 7 years and a couple months, and we're doing good. And I don't miss it at all. But Josie, why would you quit drinking? Well, there's a story behind that. And this episode of the podcast is supposed to, well, it's not supposed to do anything. It's just a little story time about what it's like to quit drinking. And if you're thinking about quitting drinking, the pros and cons and what your life may be like after you quit drinking. Okay, so yes, there are pros and cons. Of course, there's pros and cons to everything. So Josie had a drinking issue way back when I was in my really late teens, early 20s. I drank a lot. I partied a lot. And I really wanted to quit smoking. And every time I would try to quit smoking, I would end up smoking again because I drank all the time. So there was a point in time where I'm like, I'm not going to smoke and I'm not going to drink. And this lasted about 8 or 9 months. No, I wasn't pregnant. It lasted about 8 or 9 months. I quit smoking. I quit drinking. Until this one night we were at Sal's, actually. And we were on the patio and we just got hammed. And it was like $8 jugs of beer. And this is how long ago this was, so Sal's isn't a thing anymore. Anyways, and this girl cut her foot open, and they were trying to wrap toilet paper around it, and there was a piece of glass sticking out of it. And I was like, you really need to call an ambulance, because this piece of glass was like this, and it was in the side of her foot. I'm like, it's not going to stop bleeding, and they're going to pull it out. I'm like, don't pull it out. It's going to make it worse. What do you know? And she pulls it out, and just blood squirts straight to the ceiling. And I was like, peace out. I went to the bouncer, and I was like, there's a girl bleeding out in the bathroom. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So an ambulance came, obviously. Anyways, that was the night I started drinking again, after not drinking for 8 or 9 months, okay? And I was smoking and drinking and doing all that stuff. So off and on, over the years, I would have it was like a wave where I would be drinking a lot, not drinking as much, drinking a lot, not drinking as much. And I thought I had a handle on it, because it was really stressful situations happen, and I'm just going to start drinking more because it fixes it, right? My ex and I had split up, and I started drinking more. And we got back together, and I was drinking less. And then I was drinking more again because, woo, party, whatever. And I was dealing with chronic pain, and they thought I had fibromyalgia and all this other stuff. And I had family stuff going on, and anyways, there was just a lot going on, okay? So I would have these waves of alcoholism. And I finally, 7 and a bit years ago, I was like, no, I've had enough. And there was actually an excuse to quit. So a friend of mine was like, hey, I have to come off some pretty serious medication for PTSD and stuff. And he put it out on Facebook and was like, join me in solidarity. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do this. And that was like my reason. I quit drinking. And I was like, finally, I have a reason. He's like, I want to be sober for a month. And I was like, yeah, me too. And it was like something switched in my head. Like a fucking switch flipped. And I was like, I'm going to stay sober. I like this. This feels good. Like, I mean, it felt good. Mind you, the repercussions of that we'll get into. But it felt really good. I was like, I'm not drunk as an adult ever now. I don't want to drink. Like something, just this moment of clarity. And I was like, I'm just going to stick with this. I'm just done. I'm done drinking. I'm over it. I don't want to do this anymore. So I stopped. I stopped, and I didn't replace my coping mechanism with another coping mechanism. So alcohol obviously was my coping mechanism. Who knew? Who knew that's how that works? Not Josie. Anyways, so as I was starting to feel a lot better from not having any alcohol, I noticed some things happening. I lost a lot of friends right off the bat. I was like, no, I don't want to go drinking. I don't want to go to the bar. I just don't want to be in that environment anymore. I lost a lot of friends. Friends. Right? Air quotes if you're just listening to this. I lost a lot of friends. And that kind of hurt. That kind of hit home. Like, I would have people I'd go for a drink with after work. I would have all kinds of things happening. And mind you, when I decided to quit drinking, so my ex and I had split up in September of 2016. And then if you fast forward to March 2017, I had quit drinking. March 20th. So now we're around the circle again, and I'm in a new relationship with Ian Reno. You guys all know him. So we're doing our relationship thing. I had dated a bit, and I hated everybody. Anyways, but I had lost a lot of friends. I didn't gain any friends, okay? Right off the bat, I did not gain any friends being sober. I didn't want to go to the bar. I didn't know where to find friends. So that was a big thing. It's a big thing when you get sober. It's like, where do I find people to talk to? Where do normal people hang out? Do you know what I mean? It's not the bar, I'll tell you that much. So I'm like in full-blown sober mode. Ian doesn't really drink either. He'll have the odd beer with chicken wings when he's with his buddies. And I'm like, dude, you do you. Have fun. I like to partake in the gummies. They help with pain a lot. Thank you, marijuana, for fixing things that I didn't know you could fix. Mostly CBD. Anyways, after the loss of friends, so it was almost immediate. That it was within like 2 months, I had hardly any friends left because they all wanted to go out drinking and I don't drink. I realized that I wanted a new job. We went into that. That's another podcast. I'll link it down below. So I switched jobs. I go to the railroad. I have some really crappy stuff happen. That's another podcast. I'll do that one eventually. Have a breakdown, realized that I didn't replace my alcohol coping mechanism with healthy coping mechanisms, and wound up in day hospital. So they gave me some healthy coping mechanisms, and I got those healthy coping mechanisms, and now I'm doing great. But I still don't talk to any of those people. I never want to talk to any of those people. I realize now mentally that I'm a lot healthier mentally. There was a lot of ick that goes on with being drunk all the time. There's a lot of hating yourself that goes on with being drunk all the time. But you really need to get some counseling or go to AA or get some sort of support if you do drink and it's because you're trying to cover things up. Okay? Get some help. Especially even if you want to keep drinking, get some help for those things anyways, because then alcohol becomes enjoyable and like, oh, it's nice to pair a wine with this meal. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's this whole big convoluted, big gray area. You need to get some help. Get some mental health help. Big time. Whether it be through counseling or AA or Al-Anon or any of those groups that can help you through alcoholism. Okay? Just do it. Do it for your mental health. Other things I noticed when I quit drinking, my skin cleared up. After about 6 months, I have nice skin now. Like, I get the odd little doot here and there, but I have really great skin now. I still have rosacea. That's just a genetic thing. My mom has rosacea. My sister has rosacea. Half the planet has rosacea. It's fine. Rosacea hits everybody. It doesn't matter what color you are. Everybody can get it because it's like something to do with your like little tiny blood vessels on your face. And if you have that gene, you have that gene. And we're just special and permanently rosy. Okay? Okay. Anyways. So I have rosacea, but other than that, my skin is great. Other things I noticed. So my body, instead of being dehydrated all the time, now it's very hydrated because I drink a lot of water. I also noticed I had to replace having a drink all the time with something. So I drink a lot of water. I love sparkling water, and I hear that happens a lot. So my drink was gin and tonic or gin and soda with a lime. I like certain sparkling waters. I like the ones from Safeway in particular, the Compliments sparkling waters that are flavored. They're delicious. They're my favorite ones. I'm actually going to go get some after this podcast because I'm like, oh, I should go get some sparkling water from Safeway. And I forgot to last night while I was out. So we're going to do that today. Besides that, I noticed that I had to replace it with something. I replaced it with something healthy. Water. That's the most adult drink there is. People are like, oh, is there coffee's the adult drink? No, tea's the adult drink. No, water's the adult drink. Water is the adultiest adult drink there is. If you want to pretend to be an adult, drink water. I'm 39 and I still pretend that I'm an adult every single day. And all those people who are like, oh, those people are in their 30s, they have their shit together. No, we don't. Hence the name of the podcast, Lost My Ducks. I don't know where they are. Could you find them for me? Anyways, more of quitting drinking. So, those are the pros. Like, your skin clears up. You get more mental clarity. Your body just starts to feel better. Things like that you didn't realize were screwed up are not screwed up anymore. So aside from your body feeling better, your body like cleans fluids out better, your liver feels better, your kidneys feel better. You will actually notice, if you're in tune with your body, you will notice your organs feeling better. You will notice, you'll be like, oh, there's no ache there anymore. I wonder what that's all about. It's because you quit drinking. The cons of quitting drinking. There aren't really a lot, but the social aspect. So the social aspect is a good one because I kind of lost the social part of my life when I quit drinking. Because everybody always wanted to go to the bar. Everybody always wanted, oh, let's go grab drinks. Let's go grab this. Let's go get nachos and a drink. Let's do this. Drink. And I didn't. So I lost that social aspect. And that kind of hurt. I became kind of a hermit. And that's part of the reason I became a hermit. There's more to the reason why I became a hermit. And that has to do with like, you know, everything that's going on with me. It's another podcast. So I became kind of a hermit. And this was like right off the bat of quitting drinking. But I had Ian, I had my mom, I had my sister. So I had those supports. And then I had my friend Rochelle, and I would chat with her on the phone. And we are still best of friends, and we talk a lot. And it was actually with her and our other friend, Giovanna. We were at a restaurant called Porch. And for the first time in a long time, when we ordered drinks, I didn't get the, "Oh my God, you're not drinking," from the waitress. The waiter was like, "Girl, do you want a virgin mojito? Because I can whip you up the best one we have." I fucking love mojitos, okay? And I was like, "Can you really?" He's like, "Don't worry, I get it. I quit heroin." I was like, "Holy shit." It's a little bit more intense. He's like, "No, I get it. You don't want to be part of that circle." He's like, "I don't drink either." He's like, "I don't partake in any of it. I smoke some pot." And I'm like, "Oh my God, me too." And he's like, "Does the pot help with your aches and pains and just help you kind of chill a bit?" I was like, "Yes, it absolutely does. I can't smoke it though. I use the gummies and stuff." And he was like, "That's okay." He's like, "I got you." It was the best mojito I've ever had in my life, and it didn't have any vodka in it. Any alcohol at all, no tequila, no nothing. It was delicious. He made me the best virgin mojito ever. Two girls at the table with me, they try it, they're like, "This is delicious." And I was like, "Thank you for getting it. And congratulations for quitting heroin. I don't remember your name, but if you ever watch this, congratulations, and I'm happy for you, and I hope you're still sober." I'm still sober too, man. And he had been sober for a couple of years, and it was like the first time that someone was like, "I get it, I got you," in that type of social setting. And it was the first time someone had ever offered to make me a virgin drink. And this was like 2 years ago, okay? So I'd been sober for 5 years. I had never been offered, "Oh, can I make you a virgin whatever?" It was the first time. It was like a lot more welcoming and not getting the okay. It was nice. And I got to partake in a cocktail. It's a different feeling. And I know some people are very much like, "Oh, well, you don't need alcohol to have fun." No, you don't. And some people will sit there and be like, "Oh, well, you're just, weak if you don't give into the stereotypes," or whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. Some people will think that, you're just weak-minded if you feel weird about not having a drink with everybody. After 5 years of just ordering a Diet Coke, I was like, it was just kind of nice to have a different take on it. Somebody actually being like, "Hey, I got you. I'll get you a virgin mojito. Don't worry about it. I'm making it. It's all good." Okay? And I was like, "Hey, thank you. Thank you." Because you're the first person who hasn't side-eyed me for wanting a Diet Coke or a Diet Pepsi or a water or sparkling water at a restaurant. "Can I get a sparkling water with a lime?" "What, are you, an alcoholic?" Yes, actually. And that's happened to me too. Because some restaurants will be like, "Oh, do you want still or sparkling?" I'm like, "Yeah, sparkling with a lime." "Oh, are you an alcoholic?" "Yes, I am." And they don't expect you to say that, and then they get all weird. And then they don't serve you very nicely. Or they're like extra nice because they know that they fucked up real bad. It's like, "Hey, thanks for calling me out on that." Anyway. Pros and cons of quitting drinking. Pros astronomically outweigh the cons. Highly recommend it to anybody who's thinking about it. Just know that the social aspect, it really is a hit. And there are places to meet normal people. Did you know normal people go to coffee shops? Did you know normal people go out for dinner? Like, I actually reconnected with a girlfriend of mine, Anisha, and we go for brunch. Do you know what's a lot of fun? Brunch. Do you know what I'm awake for now? Brunch. It's great. Brunch is delicious. Brunch can be whatever you want it to be. What did I have at brunch? I had like potatoes and eggs and like arugula and this other stuff, no cilantro, and this cool salsa. It was really good. I love brunch. I will go for brunch again. Brunch is a nice thing. People also go to the library. I know it's not really a social thing to do because you have to be quiet at the library, okay? But it's a nice place to go and chill. But coffee shops, big time. I've also met up with people that I never would have thought would have been friends with me online. I'm like, hey, do you want to go grab a coffee? And they're like, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to go get a coffee because I'm not really into the drinking scene. And I'm like, yes, friends. And then I find out these friends are like 25 or 30. And I'm like, oh, you're a little young, but hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's go have some fun. Like, I've been, chatting with a couple of people and they're quite a bit younger than me, like 25 or 30. And I'm like, okay, but it's not so much a culture thing anymore. Like when I was 25, it was go to the bar and get drunk. And now it's like, hey, let's go have coffee. But a lot of people my age are still in, let's go to the bar and get drunk. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I have some younger friends. It's not so much weird as it is weird. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, okay, so it's like I'm getting to live that 25 to 30-year-oldness again and doing it sober and just kind of seeing the world through their eyes. It's been eye-opening and I'm grateful for it. I do have a couple friends my age, which is a good thing. But I think once you hit about 25, it just kind of all blends. I had and have a few friends that are quite a bit older than me, like in their 50s, and it just all kinds of blends together. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So that's why I quit drinking. I wanted to be sober. Something flipped. Something clicked. Something went, bah! And I was like, okay, now's the time. Let's quit drinking, everybody. And it felt really good. And I'm really happy about it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, or you just want to chat about your story of quitting drinking, leave it down below. Just leave it down below. Just talk to me about it. Because it's a huge thing to have happen. And if you are in the grips of alcoholism, get some help. Get some help. I'm going to link some help down below. Because there's places you can go to get that help. You really can. Okay, and if you're in the grips of like an alcohol spiral or like a depression spiral and you're going downhill fast and it's not going to end well, take yourself to the hospital, please. That's what I did. In the grip of my breakdown, I took myself to the hospital and it was the best thing that I ever did to me. That I ever did for myself. That was it. Because that's an emergency. That's an emergency. When you're going down like that, you're going down hard. It's an emergency. And that's what the emergency room is for, as well as trauma, obviously physical trauma, but mental trauma is in there too. And when you're like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore, take yourself to the doctor and they'll stop you from doing that. So, and I'm glad they do. I wasn't there, but I was it was just spiraling out of control. It really was. And I'm glad it didn't go into full freak out mode because I had enough sense still to take myself to the hospital, and I did. Anyways, that's all there is for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you tune in for many more, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.